Hello. Before I get started, I want to apologize. I've been a little sick, and so please excuse me if I cough. Today I'm here to talk to you about the game of volleyball. Volleyball is not as easy as one may think. You are challenged with a vast amount of adversity. Once one can conquer the mental game, the rules, and how to play the game of volleyball, one will become a great player on and off the court. The first thing I'm going to talk to you today is the rules. The rules of volleyball, there's lots, but I'm just going to explain a little bit of them. The first rule is you have to keep a volleyball inside 900 square feet. There's 6 players on each side of the court, and you play best 3 out of 5 to 25. The next rule is you have 2 line judges and a down ref and an up ref. A up ref makes sure no one is over the net or in the net, and the down ref makes sure every player on the court is in the right position. The next rule is you have 6 players. One in left front, you have your outside hitter. In middle front, you have your middle blocker, which is a defensive blocker to keep the ball from coming over the net when the other team is hitting. Then you have your right side hitter, which is another strong attacker for you on offense. In right back, you have your setter, which is the person, after the person passes the ball, they're going to set the ball up for your offensive front row to attack. The next position is middle back. Middle back is normally your libero. A libero is a defensive specialist who stays on the court the whole time. This is normally your best back row player. And then in left back, you have your defensive specialist, which is simply just a person who comes in for a front row attacker to play defense for them. The next rule is if the ball hits the line, it's in. And I know that can be very different for a lot of sports because normally if the ball hits the line, it's out. But in volleyball, if the ball hits the line, it's in. The next thing I'm here to talk to you today about is how to play. So the first thing you do is you pass the ball. So someone's going to serve it over to you. And you pass it, and then you have your setter who comes up and sets it to your front row attackers. This can be very tricky at times because not very many people can get a solid pass, and so then it makes the setter run around everywhere. And then sometimes the setter can't get a good set, so it makes them double, which a double is where you have 2 contacts and the ball is spinning in a certain rotation. And the up ref can easily tell because there's a way the ball is supposed to be rotating. It's supposed to be rotating forward instead of sideways or backwards. And if the ball is rotating the wrong way, the setter will get called on a setter error, which is a double. And that ends the play and the other team gets a point. And so after the setter sets it, if she gets a good set, then the attacker hits it. And it can be very challenging for the attacker because one may line up for the ball wrong or go too early or go too late to attack it. But if you get a good attack, you're going to hit it over the net and inside the court. And the other team is going to try to dig it and do the same process over and over again until the rally ends when the ball hits the floor. So when the rally ends, like I said, you go back to serve. Serving can be very challenging too because it's a very mental. Many of us can just normally we all know how to serve, but it plays with your head when you have to go back there and wait for the ref to say you're allowed to serve and then actually serve it over. I have a tough challenge of staying on the mental side of the game because it just gets in your head, and it's really hard to explain sometimes because if you don't really play, you don't really know, but volleyball is a really mental game, and so this is where I'm going to talk about the mental part of the game. Mentally, volleyball, it's 50% mental and 50% skill. If your head is not in the game, you're going to lose. When you make an error, if you don't say something positive to yourself, you're more than likely going to make the same error on the next play. Many people find this very tough because they get really down on themselves and the other team sees that they're down on themselves and they're going to keep on serving them or going to keep on hitting at them and make them make error after error after error, and that can really bring down your team. As a team, you have to all stay positive, and when one person gets down, it's going to ruin the whole excitement and positive emotion for the team. And so, as an individual, to play a team sport, you have to make sure you're mentally prepared for the game of volleyball because you can easily just ruin the whole match. The next thing is, like I said, the mental game, but if you know how to play the game and you know how mentally it is, you're just missing a little bit. You need to know the equipment. So, the game of volleyball, you have a 7-foot net and you have 2 poles that hold up the net. You have a ball that's a little smaller than a soccer ball, but it's like pretty cushiony, so it doesn't hurt too bad when the ball hits you unless the ball's coming at you 100 miles an hour. And the next thing is you have the 900 square foot court, like I said, and you have 2 sides that's like split in half. And then you have your shoes, which are kind of like basketball shoes. They have really good grip, but they're not like as high as ankle protection. And then you have ankle braces, which majority of the players wear because it's very easy when you're going up to block or if you're jumping to go hit to come down on your ankle wrong and you could seriously injure yourself. And then we wear jerseys, which is just a normal jersey, and then spandex, which a lot of people like, which kind of I don't really like just because it's kind of different to wear spandex. I'd rather wear shorts, but then that's about it for the equipment. And there's lots of preparing for the equipment. Like we have lots of tools. We have a ball machine that hits at us, that serves at us, which makes us better. And then like the little equipment really does help you in the long run. Like sometimes we hate it, but it really does help us. And so with these little pieces of information on how to play the game of volleyball, I know it's very short, but hopefully this helps you learn how to play the game. And hopefully you enjoy it. Once you get past the mental side, you will be a really good player because if you know how to play the game and you're mentally prepared, you're going to win. So I hope you enjoy learning how to play the game of volleyball. And if you have any other questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to explain a little more in detail. Thank you.